Welcome back to Route 104. So today we're gonna take on that minefield of hidden items and another Poochyena. We're just 1 hour into this LP. Well, closer to 2 hours according to the game timer because of that Ralts hunting session. But in terms of recorded footage, we're closer to 1 hour. So we're 1 hour into this LP and I'm already sick to death of those damn things. I miss Bidoof. But anyway, you know what? Seeing Combusken there reminds me at the very beginning of Mystery Dungeon 2, and if you've played the game for even 5 minutes, you'll know what I'm talking about. In the opening cutscene, a Zubat and Coughing... Oh, got a hidden Pokeball here. So Zubat and Coughing call your partner a chicken. Except that my partner in my game was a Torchic. So there could have been endless possibilities for a witty retort. But they never came. It's like Torchic was just too afraid to speak or something. But yeah, chicken. Torchic, sorry, was a huge chicken throughout the game, and so would be any partner that you have through the course of the game. So I just wanted to mention that because of how funny it sounded at the time, you know, a Torchic being called a chicken. And I just thought, oh, a super potion! Now that is very good for this point of the game, and it's appropriate that I could use one if Combusken ever needs help, but it's not gonna need help in this at this point of the game. I mean, it's like 10 to 15 levels above everything else. And I'm fighting a Wurmple right now. I'm reminded that I should talk to you about how Wurmple evolves, because there seem to be a few people who aren't aware of how it works yet. It's because the evolution, in a sense, well, it's random. It depends on some sort of personality value that the Wurmple is given when spawning in the wild, and so if you try to evolve it, and the personality value is from 0 to 3, I think, it's going to turn into a Silcoon, and if it's from 4 to 7, it's going to turn into a Cascoon. Now, the thing is that since that value is generated when the Wurmple first appears in the wild, you can't reset the game and hope to evolve into something else. What your Wurmple will evolve into, it's determined when it first appears in the wild. If you just leave it an experience point from level 7, it's not gonna work. If you reset over and over and over, you're always gonna get the same thing. So if you end up with a Cascoon and you wanted a Silcoon, then you're gonna need to catch another Wurmple. So that's basically how it works. I imagine that most people who tried filling their Pokédex had already figured it out, unless they got lucky and got one Silcoon and one Cascoon on their first 2 Wurmples. But yeah, that's how it works. I don't know if that personality value affects anything else in the game. I know it's a value entirely independent of IVs or EVs or nature or all that crap. It's really its own value, and if it has any other effects, they're very well hidden then. Oh, and here's a way to introduce a popular marketing slogan without drawing the wrath of MasterCard. And I'll be honest, I didn't want to trigger that fight right here. I wanted to rush to Rustboro ASAP so that I could heal my Ralts, because it's not in very good shape right now. Its stats are just horrible. They become awesome once it evolves into Gardevoir, but until level 30, they suck. And it's for that reason that I'm trying to have it gain as much experience as possible so that it's gonna reach level 30 sooner. That's why I'm not having, Combusken as a lead against the hordes of Poochyenas that are out there. And a level 6 Shroomish, I think I can take it. It's not gonna do a damage to me, I don't think. Oh, Absorb. Let's see how this goes. Okay, oh, now I'm in the red, so I'm gonna have to deal with that goddamn annoying sound. I know my Pokemon's in the red. I see the red. You don't have to make that annoying beeping on top of that. This is seriously one of the things I hate the most about these games. The beeping! It's not like it happens often to me that my Pokemon falls in the red, but in the case of something that starts out as weak as Ralts... Oh, and here we got the another battle that I'm forced to fight here before I get to Rustboro. Well, at least I got Combusken if things get too hot. Wait a minute, did they just summon a bunch of monsters in one turn? Oh, I am summoning a bunch of monsters in one turn too. Yeah, I just wanted to make that joke. It was way too easy. So let's see, Confusion on Lotad and Ember on C-Dot. Hopefully Ralts isn't gonna die on me here. So I imagine Ralts is gonna go first, probably. Yep. So it's probably not gonna kill it. I started I was scared for a half second there. I thought that was gonna connect with Ralts, and it probably would have killed Ralts too. But it decided to attack Combusken instead, and that's another instance of the AI sucking balls. They had the perfect chance to kill one of my Pokemon, and they completely blew it. Wow! So at least I got to Rustboro, so I'm gonna heal my party, but I'm not gonna explore Rustboro just quite yet. There's a fisherman there that needed to be battled. But anyway, about that double battle earlier, this was the first double battle in the series, and I've been told that in the first few episodes of the anime, at one point, no, I don't want to talk to you again, but yeah, at one point Misty says that double battles are illegal, but 5 seasons later, everyone's doing double battles, and suddenly it's perfectly fine. But then again, it's the anime. It can't keep its story straight for 5 minutes, much less 5 seasons. And while I'm on the subject, I'll be honest, I couldn't care less for double battles. When I am put in a situation where I can fight either a double battle or 2 single battles, I always go for the 2 single battles whenever I can. Oh, Chestoberry here. And yep, this woman here, I think she's gonna give me a berry every day if I come to see her, but those are just low-end berries, so I'm not going to try and visit her every day like I did with Buena, who rewarded me with rare candies. Here, all I get are status-curing berries, though those are quite nice, I guess, so I might come to see her every once in a while, I suppose. But yeah, Emerald was the first game, to my knowledge, that allowed you to fight 2 trainers in either a double battle or 2 singles battle. In Ruby and Sapphire, as well as Fire Red and Leaf Green, though those were fewer and farther in between there. So in those games, there were a few sets of double battles that you were forced to take on as double battles. And there are some in Emerald too. I just fought one with the twins over on that bridge. But there are other battles where I can go talk to each trainer individually and fight them one-on-one, I guess. And if I want to, I could step in between the 2 trainers so that they see me at the same time and fight them in a double battle. But as I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to avoid doing that as much as possible because, I'll be honest, I'm not too much of a fan of double battles. That's not to say they're a bad concept, I guess. Because there's somewhat of a fan base for double battles, that's why it's going to have a ladder on Shoddy when Shoddy 2 comes out. Personally, I'm looking forward to that 6-on-6 feature, though this would be hectic. Can't wait to see how it turns out. And I think a lot of people will try it as novelty as well once Shoddy 2 comes out, but that's not for a while, I think. So anyway, I reached Rustboro, where the first gym is, though I'm not going to do the gym on this visit to Rustboro because there's another route that can be explored north of Rustboro, that is Route 116 that leads to Rusturf Tunnel. And oh yeah, I remember this guy. This guy here nicknamed his Pikachu, but with an E instead of an I. And this mirrors a society trend that I absolutely loathe. That is, giving your children common names, but having the names spelled in all kinds of crazy ways. And I don't have any examples that come to me at the moment, but you can rest assured that it's gotten so bad that nowadays, whenever you give your name to someone, you gotta spell it, just in case your parents were spiteful enough to give your first name an original spelling, just so that it's different from the rest. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up right now, and whoa, this is a pretty good item selection for the first gym town in the game.